Hello, my friend Gerhard. I am so excited for our live today.
Well, this is new for me. I tested LinkedIn Live last week for the first time, and I felt like I'm in charge of a TV station because we stream live on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Twitter. It is an amazing world. This is a new world that you helped me discover. Thank you, Bren.
My pleasure. I love this world. It's such a great way to talk with lots of people. We'll have a conversation one on one, but we'll encourage lots of folks to chat in comments because, we'll give you all shout outs at the right time and ask your questions. But we're
Yeah.
talking today, Gerhard, just kind of LinkedIn strategies to start trust-based conversations. And I
Yeah,
think this is a really important topic. I'll hand it to you. Go ahead.
I think we live in an interesting time, and the way I want to frame this is, it is an increasing battle between technology and humanity. I think technology is an expression of human generativity and creativity, but the effects of technology have a repercussion on people that is degenerative, where people become more anxious, they become more isolated, they become more confused, and they want to have some sort of clarity of how to integrate everything so that we preserve our humanity. And here's the thing, Bryn, technology stimulates the right brain, which is logic, but it does not help people with the emotional brain, which is sad because people in the age of technology feel more powerless, and they're more immature people emotionally in power. And that's really a paradox. And what I love about what you do with LinkedIn, you humanize the connections. And I was blown away the first time you did a presentation at Sales 3.0. I could see the audience taking notes and commenting afterwards and saying, "This is the best presentation I've ever seen. This is so useful. It's so practical, and also it puts a little bit more fun back into selling."
Yeah, it does. And, trust is so absolutely vital right now in sales. We have entered into this world, especially now with our dipping our toe in AI, where, salespeople are trying to use the easy button. They're
Yeah,
trying to do things to, you know, simplify the sales process. But what's happening when they do that is they're actually making it much harder for themselves
yeah,
because I don't care how much technology is out there, people still do business with people they know, like, and trust.
right.
Thank you, Bob Berg, for that fabulous quote from Endless Referrals. And all things being equal, people do business with and refer people they know, like, and trust. And that's one of
Right.
it's so critical. And when you start a conversation on LinkedIn with automation or with templates, there's no you immediately lose the trust. You can never get to
Right.
trust.
Right.
And so, what we're talking about, and I'm happy to, like, really talk about some of the insights today, but we're
Yeah.
really going to talk a lot about how do you build that trusted relationship online.
Right. And I want to emphasize the word template. Templatized selling is really not helpful. I would say trust doesn't come from templates. Trust comes from the human connection,
Mhm.
where you show that you're real and that you're not putting the customer in a box that says, "I'm a target."
Yeah. But now salespeople are like, well, how do I do that? Right? Like, I'm used to now connect and pitch, which, by the way, is a bait and switch. I'm used to, hey, thanks for connecting. We've helped companies just like you. And some people are pitching in the connection request. They don't even wait until you connect.
Right.
And they're using a broken each button, and so what can we do? Well, number one, we need to show up as a resource. We need to show up as valuable in the prospects world as any other vendor could possibly be. We have to detach from what that prospect is worth to us and attach to what we are worth to them. We have to look at the goal here is to solve their problem. And if I get a sale out of it, that's a bonus. And when we can have that kind of mentality where we have this world of, I just really want to make an impact and make money doing it, instead of, I really want to make money and maybe I'll have an impact, we've got to make sure that our sales teams, and if we are selling ourselves, are really, based in, how am I going to make a difference in this person's life, in this company's life, in the company's client's life? And then the sale will come when the time is right, if we're doing that right. So on LinkedIn, stop talking about case studies. There's a place for that. But talk about, or if you are going to talk about case study, make sure there's education around that. Because we want to make sure that when people consume, when your ideal prospects consume your content, you're leading them closer to your solution versus having them say, who cares about that?
So what you're really saying is that it all begins with the mindset. Where I think it's the mindset, the skill set, and the tool set. LinkedIn is the tool set, but the mindset should be, I want to help you, and I want to learn about you, and not just say, here's a free demo, or here's a free report. And I want you to tell people what are some of the messages that you send out when you connect with somebody new on LinkedIn.
So everyone is tailored to whatever that relationship is. So let's start with content. I put out content, someone engages on my content, and I'd love to have a conversation with them. They fit my ICP, right? They are exactly who I want to talk to. If I jump in and I try to sell to them right now, I'm done. So today I actually have an example of this right in my inbox, where actually someone engaged on Mark Hunter's podcast with Meredith Powell. Mark's going to be in Vegas with us, right? Someone engaged. I reached out and I said, I absolutely wake up every Saturday morning early just to get, sales logic in my head. And then I love Mark. I love Meredith. Yep, they did too. And then I'm like, okay, now what do I do? So I actually sent a little video message today, and I just said, hey, as I mentioned, I really love Sales Logic. What else are you listening to? And he took a screenshot of his podcasts and sent it to me. And then he said, what are you listening to? And then I started talking, and he's like, oh, I just looked at your profile. Right. And so now we have this back and forth conversation because I didn't try to sell him. So when you're at a conference like Sales 3.0 or, any trade show, you don't walk up to someone in the lobby and say, hey, we help companies just like you. You build rapport.
Right.
So now I know what he likes. My next step might be, I'm going to go listen. And there were podcasts I never heard of, which is very exciting anyway. So now I'm going to go listen to, one was Russell Brunson's podcast. So I'm going to listen to that first because I actually already like him. And then I'm going to go back and share a podcast. Thanks for these recommendations. Just listen to this. And then now people are like, okay, so now how do you convert it? How do you move it from this inbox message? So now I may have a resource, a piece of content, and you can have one amazing evergreen content that you can use, an ebook. And I might say, hey, it looks like you really are into the marketing and sales world. I recently published an ebook on this, this, and this. Are you interested? I'm happy to send that over to you. Now I ask permission. I don't just send it.
You're not presumptuous.
And
Right.
sometimes they say no, thank you. And that's
Yeah.
okay. And the reason it's fine is I've preserved my reputation. They don't feel like I bait and switched them.
Yeah.
And I can continue having other
Yeah.
conversations with them
Right.
if I wanted to. And when they see my content, they're not offended by
Yeah.
me. This is so important today.
I think it's brilliant. I wanna backtrack just to remind the audience when you drop that golden nugget. I want to repeat that from my perspective. When you send a video that's personalized on LinkedIn to deepen and expand the connection, it's so powerful. I have usually about 40 LinkedIn requests a week, and I accept some of them, and some of them I reject. But there was one that stood out that sent me a video, and he said, "I watched your video interview with, let's say, Mark Hunter, and it's really great what you're doing, and where can I learn more about selling power?" And I was floored. Um, and we had a great conversation a week later, and that conversation actually led to a sponsorship in Las Vegas at Sales 3.0. So video is so powerful, and a lot of people are not using it. So think about how you can use video in LinkedIn to deepen a connection.
Yeah, and you can use this whenever there's a first degree connection. So I have a client that every new connection, she sends a video. Great to
Wow.
have you as part of my network. She also says, she has content. If you're interested, I post. She does share a link, but she'll say in the video, if you're interested in this download of really
Yeah.
great content, I'll stick a link below. You're
Right.
welcome to grab that.
And
So,
I
yeah,
love the asking for permission idea that you shared
I
earlier.
do.
Um, I was not consciously thinking about that, but now that you make me aware of it, I want to implement that in my strategy and not just say, "Hey, Bryn, here's an article that we published in Selling Power magazine. I hope you enjoy it." I think it's much better the way you do it, where you say, "I have that article about an interview with Colin Powell that we published in Selling Power, and since you're in the military, I think you may enjoy it. May I have your permission to send it?" It's a different
It's
relationship.
totally. And I just say, if you're interested, let me know. I'm happy to send it. That's
Yeah,
typically my response.
yeah,
And the goal when you do that is a few. Number one, you're respecting their inbox.
yeah,
Number two, when they say yes, they actually will click through.
yeah,
Right? They agreed to it. So you have a much higher response rate. I mean, the you retain your professional networking relationship, even if it doesn't go to that prospecting level. And all of this is absolutely vital in social selling the right way. You don't want to fall into this, oh, he's a spammer, or I can't believe she sent me another message and I haven't even replied to the last
right,
6.
right.
The worst thing, in my opinion, you can do right now is I'm bumping this to the top of your messages. I'm
Yeah,
like, I'm like, I didn't want it the first time. I don't want it this time.
right.
Right. So that's all about you, the seller.
Yeah,
It's all about the seller wanting to make a sale. There's nothing in it for me, the
right.
buyer, that makes me even remotely want to look at your solution. Until you make me matter, you have to earn the
Yeah.
right.
You
Yeah.
earn the trust.
Mhm.
Bryn, we excited to have you on stage in Las Vegas. And there's one topic that I want you to share with the audience, because ChatGPT and virtual reality. I mean, there's so much going on in technology that
Mhm.
will impact sales in a dramatic way in the future. So share quickly what can salespeople do right now to integrate ChatGPT in their LinkedIn outreach, and so they have better and deeper connections.
Love this question. The first thing I want to do is hashtag keep AI authentic. Really important. So we use a combination of 5 tools. I'll stick with 2 for now. The first one is ChatGPT. The second one, not in this order, is Zoom. Get on Zoom, record yourself for 3 to 5 minutes, take the transcript and use it in all of your prompts in ChatGPT, and tell ChatGPT, use this transcript only, do not research. So now I could say, here's my 3 to 5 minutes, create a 200-word blog post using my transcript only, do not research. And now it's authentically in your voice. Create a poll using this transcript, create a checklist using this transcript only. And that, in my opinion, is one of the most important things we need to do to capture our own voice, ultimately, in using AI, even having to worry about plagiarizing or getting wrong content or information. So it can be a big win. And so we're going to talk a lot about it. We got lots of friends here today.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I made a note when do not research. That prompt is so vital because ChatGPT is going to go to a database that's huge that imports inauthentic and irrelevant information that you need to edit out again. So that addition to the prompt is really very, very clever.
Yeah, I mean, and then all of a sudden, it's you don't feel like you're cheating. You don't,
Yes.
it's your words. And
Yeah.
it's just like having a copywriter go through your transcript. We did this all the time. But now it's in AI, and there's so many ways to use this. So create that resource-driven content and start conversations around that content.
So, Ken, why? Sorry to jump in. Why do you join us in Vegas? What's attractive for you coming out there?
So I mean, number one, hanging out with you, Gerhard, is always fun. I can't wait to high five Roderick. The people are amazing. But if I tell you, I have a little, so I don't know why I say this. I'm beyond excited and a little like fangirling Tiffany Bova. Like the idea that I could be in the same room with her. So, I mean, the speaker, the fact that I'm on a list with some of these absolutely incredible speakers feels so good. But the number one reason I want to come is I really want to impact the sales leaders that are, we use LinkedIn, we don't get good results. You have to use LinkedIn today. And I can't wait to share how to use it effectively and efficiently, and where they could bring this back. Maybe they have their team there, but they could bring it back to their team and they can really be more productive. That's really my goal.
Right. And one of the things that you use effectively on LinkedIn, especially on the live stream, you have up there, it's up here,
the QR code.
Right.
Yeah, it's always a little funky. So yeah, come be my guest virtually. If you can't make it to Vegas, go to socialsales.com/CRO2023 or scan the QR code, grab your free seat. If you want to join me in Vegas, we could do lots of selfies and have so much fun hanging out. And you could be in the same room with Tiffany Bova too. I can't help it. Like that's like so exciting.
Right.
But there's so much genius in that room that I'm as excited to learn as I am to speak. So that's really fun.
Well, I'm also excited. Me too. What exactly is it?
Is a pitch slap. That's when you
Right.
connect and pitch. It's
Okay.
like, yeah, it's a play on that. Then
Yeah.
blending personal and professional touches with the timeline approach is clever and shows gratitude. Thanks. Well, we are thrilled. We've got lots of great stuff. And my partner from the Modern Banker is here, my friend Jack Hubbard. You know, I I used to call it value-based social selling, and he
Yeah.
has really like converted my brain to trust-based social selling. It is about everyone winning. And
Yeah.
so this is one of my favorite things, through LinkedIn, it can be about you and me versus you, me
We
versus you, right?
we also have. I want to mention a couple of attractions. One is the CRO of the Year award. So we have the winners on stage, and the first annual Sales Enablement Excellence Award. And we are collaborating with Paul Butterfield, who is the president of the Sales Enablement Society, and he will be the MC. And you can go to our Sales 3.0 to learn more about that. And we have a professional singer-songwriter write a song right now about sales enablement and perform it on stage in Las Vegas.
That's so fun.
And
I'm
we
really
have
excited.
a Hollywood actor as one of the MCs, Joe Sabatino. He has acted in, 200 movies and videos and TV series. He worked with Arnold Schwarzenegger. So I'm super excited because this is by far going to be the best ever Sales 3.0 conference because Brent Tillman will be in the house.
I'm so excited, Gerhard. Thank you for including me. I cannot wait to share some of the incredible tips and strategies that will up anyone's B2B sales game. So, yay.
Well, do we have time for an audience question?
Yes, sure. Go ahead. I know we said 20 minutes, but we'll go to 30. Here we go. Is this the question?
Yeah.
When we keep saying that we win and lose deals, we automatically take a step back from trust. That's interesting. Yeah, and I like that nomenclature mindset is so important. And I think, if it's did the customer win, whether they
Yeah,
chose us or somewhere else
yeah.
is really important.
Can I share a perspective to think about winning and losing a little bit differently?
Yeah, please.
Which is this is bifocal thinking, it's. I think what we want in sales is differentiated thinking, thinking about things differently. So when you think beyond winning and losing, what comes to mind is co-creation with the customer.
Yeah, I love that. Co-solving.
Yeah, we're in this together.
Yeah, it's awesome.
You had another question.
Is there? Do you see more? I don't see other questions. I see lots of other. If you guys have a question, feel free to put that in. Yeah. Well, Gerhard, I am beyond thrilled to be part of, the movement of Sales 3.0 and Selling Power Magazine. This is really, when I started, it was Sales 2.0, just for the record.
It was, yeah. We started it 14 years ago. I started Selling Power Magazine 40 years ago.
Wow.
But I'm totally passionate about helping sales leaders improve their game when it comes to improving people, processes, and technologies. And we are living in an age of uncertainty, where everybody wants to have clarity. And what I find, technology gives us better data, and data is like the new oil that needs to be refined. So you have data to make decisions that really are good for you, that can stimulate your growth.
Yeah, I love that. So This is interesting. There's so much turnover in sales. It seems a lot of companies swap people regularly, which automatically affects trust and the
Yeah,
relationship.
yeah. Well, there is
Yeah.
a company that will be presenting MS International, and the Chris Corneen, who is the actually VP of HR. He will share his secrets on how to turn everyone in the company into a salesperson, where everybody sells, including HR. And guess what their turnover rate is in the sales force? Guess, just guess. Give me a wild guess. It's low,
10% a year.
4.1%.
Wow. That's unheard of.
It's
That-
incredible. I
That's
mean,
incredible.
you'll meet so many interesting people. John Turner is the CEO of Certinia. He has a methodology called the Victory Plan, and he's going to share with the audience what it is, how it works, and why it delivers growth year over year. Now and in the future, where you become a company that has tremendous momentum, that's unstoppable.
Awesome. Well, this is so exciting.
And we have Brent
Uh,
Tillman, the LinkedIn Whisperer.
oh, thanks, Gerhard. This is wonderful. I cannot wait. My ticket is already in my little digital wallet, and I look at it and I go, oh, I can't wait for September 7th and 8th. So hopefully some of you guys will join us in person. That would be awesome. And at least if you're listening now and you're still on, we still have a ton of people on. I think, most everyone is still here. Just register for it virtually at a minimum. Even if you can't get to all of it, go to Tiffany Bova. No, you just make sure, take advantage of that. And then if you
Yes.
can meet us in Vegas, man, it is going to be a
Well,
blast.
there's one more secret I want to share. I'll let it out of the bag. I purchased 100 books from Tiffany Bova's The Experience Mindset. That's a Wall Street Journal bestseller. So I promise you, if you come to Vegas, I make sure that you get a copy and have Tiffany Bova sign it for you.
Now I'm really coming.
I know.
All right, my friend, we are going to wrap this up a little bit. Thank you very much for joining me on the live. I can't wait to see you in, less than a month and a half, I think.
Yeah, I'm very excited. And I want to thank you for teaching me how to use LinkedIn Live. And I've taken even notes today. Every time we talk, I walk away enriched. Thank you. Thank you, Bren.
Thank you so much. Bye, guys. See you in Vegas.